My favorite, some stories I've heard is that I'm a premature baby and I was born at 6 months.
Thank you so much for doing this.
It's an honor.
All right, so we're going to start with what is your name?
My name is Alexandra Arce.
Okay, and where were you born?
I was born in Bogota, Colombia.
Any stories that you heard about the day you were born?
Yes. Previously to being born, I was told, okay, so a little bit of background. It's four of us. We're four sisters, and I am the youngest. The difference of age between me and my previous sister is 13 years. So the story that I've heard is that, of course, I was a surprise. I don't like to say the word unwanted, but that's the first thing that comes to your mind when they say, oh, you were not expected. It's been 13 years between, the last child. And so apparently my mother was not feeling well, and she was taken to the hospital to get checked. And they thought it was a tumor, and she went into surgery and the whole 9 yards. When they opened up, voila, there I was. So kind of stories that they closed her up again, and the pregnancy went on. I eventually was born, but it was like one of those stories that you hear. I don't know how true that is. Unfortunately, both my parents passed already, so I can't go back. And I never asked. I always took it for granted that that was the story, and that's what I grew up with, believing that that's what it was.
Can you describe your relationship with your sisters?
Woo! That's a good one. Okay, so it was good until my parents died. So the moment that my dad died, and I will say God, lucky that he didn't have any more money, because can you imagine the fights if it were they're this big, with the little that they left? Can you imagine if he had left more? So there was a lot of, because my middle sister always lived with my parents or with my dad after my mom died, he favored her. So he left all his part in the succession to her. So that created a lot of rift between the four of us, especially with my older sister. She didn't feel appreciated, and she didn't feel like it was fair for my dad to do that. So after my dad passed, our relationship kind of broke completely between all of us. I don't speak to my older sister anymore. A few years back, I wrote her a letter saying, dude, it's time to put this aside and move on and at least, forgive. As I say, the ball is in her court. I haven't heard back from her, not even an acknowledgement of, I got your letter. My middle sister is still very resentful because of everything that transpired. And unfortunately, we don't have the best relationship in terms of communicating and all that. I honestly, and this is going to sound, maybe a lot of people can relate to that, but I feel like she sees me as an ATM. She only calls when she needs something or when she's low on money or she wants a loan or whatever. And I'm, I would like something more than that. So that's why I keep her kind of at a distance, not interested into that. And then lo and behold, the one that's furthest away, because I travel so much, I get to see her all the time. So that's the only one that I thought I would never have a tight relationship with, and that's the one that I do. So we get to hang out and bitch about the other two. But it's a very genuine relationship in terms of I think it's about the energy. We don't want to be around that energy, that it's not good for us. If you can't move on and forgive whatever happened, I don't know how many years ago, then I just don't want to be around that.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Bogota, and then I moved here in 1998. So it's going to be more than 20 years, 25.
Okay. Here as in Miami?
Yeah.
Or South Florida?
USA.
Okay. Yeah, well, some people are watching from somewhere.
Oh, yes, right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, can you describe the house you lived in?
My house was a very peculiar house. It was a 3-story house. In Bogota, usually houses are 1 story or 2 stories, but my house was a 3-story. And I always found it a little particular in terms of, it was a little spooky. It was a house like in the movies that it made noises at night and the wood creaked and it was just like scary. The first floor was the garage and the laundry and the service quarters, and we had like 2 stairs, like those how do you call them? Spiral stairs in the front and in the back. We had a little garden in the entrance, and there was like a sitting area for you if you didn't want to invite people to the second floor. You would just keep them there. And then the principal stair would lead you to the living room. It was like an open space kind of thing. So you had the family room, the living room, and the dining room all together. And then there was a kitchen, like separated by one of those revolving doors. Those were so much fun. And in the back, we had my grandmother's room, like over the garage kind of thing. With time, when my grandmother passed, that turned into my dad's office. So, and then we had like the view to the laundry area. It was like an open space, and it was like all glass. So you could see to the outside, like the weather and everything, and to the other houses, but it was all covered in glass, It was pretty interesting, like a greenhouse kind of thing. And then another stair to go into the 3rd floor where all the bedrooms were and the bathroom. So, and there was a little attic that you could access through the bathroom. It was a lot of fun to play there when you were a kid, because you would go like through this little space that you had to squeeze through and just get up there. It was fun. But as I said, the house, because it was wooden floors, when the temperature changed, this house made so much noises. It was really scary.
So you kind of alluded to the next question.
Yeah.
What games did you play as a child?
It's funny, but when I was a child, I didn't play that I can recall many games in my house. I recall going into the attic through that little hole in the bathroom. I don't know what I was doing up there. I kind of made like a little nest, I guess, and I had like my things stuck up there. I remember doing that. Oh no, flashback. I played Barbies in my room. I would set them up, made like an apartment, and I would do like the living room and dining room and all of that. Playing with Barbies was fun. I remember when I was a child, my dad had those plastic tubs, and you had like plastic toys that you would throw in the water, and that was like my little pool. So I would play there a lot. As time passed, I guess we played hide and seek sometimes in the house. It had perfect spots for you to hide and not be found for a while. Sliding down the stairs, though, because they were spirals. You would just like sit on the railing and just go down. Oh, that was fun. I don't recall anything else.
Okay. All right. If you had to describe your childhood with one word, what would it be and why?
You blanked me. I have to be honest, I don't remember much about my childhood. What I remember is from the pictures that I've seen. And, I have a few flashes here and there. So I cannot say that I can characterize it in a certain way. I would say spoiled. I know I was spoiled. As being the last child, kind of only child, Can you imagine all the attention I got? So I know I was that.
Okay. Have you ever told yourself there is something wrong here?
Many times.
Can you share what was the first time you actually felt that?
Sure. As I mentioned, my relationship with my mom was not the best. So many times I would ask myself, there's something wrong here. I wanted to check out many times. I attempted suicide several times while I was a teenager. And that's something that it was always like a mechanism of just not being there, because it was not what I wanted. So I knew there was something wrong. later in life when, we were going through those difficulties and I had my perfect partner, and then I felt like abandoned when he was like redefining everything. I was like, there's something wrong here. And that created a lot of deep wounds in me that it took some time and effort from me to heal, to be able to trust again and to not feel abandoned and not feel neglected. Even though he feels, when I talk to him even nowadays about it, he doesn't see things through those lenses, but everybody's experience is unique. So you can go through the same experience and have two different interpretations, completely different. In life, many times, I suffer from depression and anxiety, and I am diagnosed bipolar. So many times I've gone through those phases where I'm going, there's something wrong. Something wrong with me, something wrong in general with society, with the way that my life is going right now. So yes, that question rises a lot. Even nowadays, I question myself a lot about what kind of world we're living to our children and to future generations. There's a lot of things that are wrong. And it's a constant worry of, how can we make it better for others? And I think all of those questionings is what brought me into the journey of personal development. I've been in doing this job for 20 years, trying to be a better version of myself, healing those wounds, working on forgiving, working on moving past deep wounds, limiting beliefs, all of that. But it requires a lot of resilience and a lot of confronting that part of you that you don't want to see. So that question of what's wrong, it comes a lot.
And because of that question comes up often, can you recall, have you made any decisions because of that question?
Yeah, one of them was, as I said, getting into the personal transformation work field. I started working on myself and trying to understand why that relationship with my mom was the way it was. And then why was I feeling the way I was feeling? Why did I feel that I was different? Why did I feel like I did not want to be here? And that healing process takes you in different directions throughout that journey. As I said, it's been 20 years. I've done so many things, and I've gotten into studying so many aspects of spirituality and soul coaching and the esoteric and the religions and all of that, that it just brings you to that knowledge, which eventually led me into life coaching. So I started doing that a while ago, in my, as you said, in my spare time. When I was not being a full-time mom, I was always, helping people. And so I decided, if I'm helping people anyway, why don't I charge for it? I'm still doing it. So that's what led me into getting certified as a coach. And that's what I've been doing. It's a journey that never stops. It's not a destination. It's not like, okay, I'm completely transformed, I reached enlightenment, and I'm a perfect human being. That doesn't happen. It's just you're in a journey, and it requires for you to be constantly learning, moving, improving, seeing blind spots. So I go permanently through different trainings, certifications, courses, retreats. I'm at it all the time. Because that way I keep learning and I can bring these tools and all the experiences to my clients so I can help them as well.
Yeah. Okay. If you look at your life as a resume, right, from the earliest you can remember till now, right, what do you qualify for?
A lot of things. That's a good question. I qualify for a lot of things because I have the business experience. As I said, I was a business consultant for a big firm, KPMG, for 6 years. So I have the business experience of the corporate world, human resources, finances, organization, efficiency, you name it. Through life and through the personal transformation journey, I have a lot of experience too. I probably didn't mention that, but my son has Asperger's. So that was a different journey that I went on as a parent through learning how to be an advocate for him, learning how to navigate the school system. So I've helped a lot of people through that have children with special needs as well. So I can qualify for that too. Cancer. You want to talk about having both my parents died of cancer. I had cancer. As I said, it runs in my family, aunts and uncles, left and right, suffering from the disease. So I have a lot of experience with that. A lot of people reach out to me sometimes about, I was diagnosed, I'm going through this, how do I handle that? And so I've been able to be helpful in that sense as well.
What would you call this position?
Oof.
Doesn't have to exist.
I think it's what I am. I'm a life coach. So I get to help people with so many diverse things that people go through, from relationships going wrong, through having issues with your children, through own, suffering, depression, anxiety. There's just so much. There's so much that you can help people with. I meditate, I do yoga, I do Pilates, so I do exercise. So people want to talk about that and fitness, yes. I can talk about dieting. Trust me, it doesn't work. But it's just a lifestyle, about changing lifestyles, about being happy with who you are. So if there's a name that would encompass all of that, I would say it's life coaching, yes.
Okay. Who are you becoming?
I'm still becoming the best version that I can be of myself. I learn about myself every day. And as I said, through the process that I put myself continuously through of learning things and surrounding myself with different people and going to conferences and traveling and this and that, it's a process. So I'm always trying to be a better version. I'm transitioning into being empty nest mom. My 2 children should be out of the house at this point, but they're not. So the universe is telling me that I get to be mom for a little longer. Right now, as I said, I'm transitioning to being that, but right now I'm mom. I'm the wife, I'm the mom, I'm the business administrator at home, and I get to tend to my clients as well. So I'm doing a little bit of everything, but I see myself moving full-time into doing the life coaching. As I said, I've been doing it part-time for many years, and I do see clients, but I don't have like a office schedule. I was brave this year and I opened a Facebook page for the first time like a month ago, and now I'm regretting it. Because all of this requires a lot of your energy and a lot of your time to be on top of the social media and be posting and being out there. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. So eventually, I see myself as a trainer. I like to not saying more than sitting one-on-one with people, is to be able to train a lot of people at the same time and teach the personal development tools. So I see myself in the future moving more into that aspect, yeah.
Okay. Let's fast forward 100 years from now.
Oh, God.
Or maybe later, more, so that way it doesn't happen anytime soon.
Okay.
But unfortunately it will, meaning that we're going to die.
We're all there.
Yeah. What's being said about Alexandra in her eulogy? What people are saying?
What would people say with me in my eulogy? Gosh, I hope positive things. I hope that they say that I've impacted their life, that I've made them happy, that I made them feel special. But I would say, and I would describe myself as a caring person, loving, caring, friendly. I'm known for being the busy bee, and my peeps around me call me freaking frantic raccoon. So probably that's gonna be on my stone. Here lies a freaking frantic raccoon. I guess that more than for the things that I've done, I would like to be remembered for the impact that I've had on people. I think that's what really makes people remember you, later on in life. I have friends who tell me that they admire me a lot, that they would like to be like me, that but I think everybody has a potential of being everything that they want. It's just, you have to apply yourself and really make the effort for things to happen. Things don't happen by you just wanting them and not taking action. So one of the things that I specialize is in helping people take action. A lot of us do a lot of planning, and we do vision boards, and we write beautiful plans, and we put them maybe on a drawer, on a notebook, and we never really remember why we wrote those things. What I like to do is bring that back into your life and, okay, so let's make this happen. You want to organize your house. Okay, how are we going to organize that? But we need to have a plan and make it follow through. And that's where I'm good at. So I'd like to be remembered for that impact. Somebody called me a no stance, no bullshit person. And I would like that to be on my stone someday. It's not easy to be that person. Sometimes people don't like getting pushed and probed and getting out of their comfort zone. But I think I'm that person.
Okay. All right. So one last thing, right? And it is for you to leave a comment, a message for people about you, about life. Anything you want to say, you can say to the camera. Right.
I just want to tell everyone that we all have our own stories. And it's very important for you to feel that it's okay, whatever you're going through. Each of us has so many things that happen to us in our personal level, emotional, health. But you know what? None of us are alone. When you start sharing your stories, as we call them, our experiences, a lot of people are going through the same thing. And we tend to want to look good and belong, and that's why we don't share the struggles that we're going through. But when you open up and you're truly honest and transparent and authentic about what's going on in your life, it really helps a lot of people, and that's the biggest impact and the biggest gift that you can give someone, the gift of sharing.
Hey.